I'm driving, but don't worry, I'm not looking at the phone and it is stable. But I just wanted to, I had some thoughts on my way home today. I kind of wanted to talk about rage, which is kind of interesting while I'm driving. So I think there's a direct line between rage and trauma. And I know for me, I often feel like short-tempered or enraged when things go against my routine. And I'm just curious to see if other people relate to this or not, because I'm starting to kind of recognize it a little bit more. I feel like so much of my life I've been kind of like frustrated and angry with the strangest things that don't really make sense to be angry about. And I'm just now recently becoming more aware of that and starting to kind of notice and look into it. So one of the things that I've noticed is like, so here's an example. I typically like to plan my week, like my days, like a week before. I'll kind of look at the week and go, okay, this is what I want to do tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever. I just kind of go through the whole week and kind of like plan out what I want to do. And I think the reason for this is just because I like, I think that a big part of having been abused, you kind of, you don't like surprises in a sense, because you want to be able to feel safe and you want to feel like you're kind of in control of something, right? So I start to freak out sometimes when just the smallest thing kind of changes or challenges my routine. So like somebody, or even like my wife, for instance, asking something so sweet and really great, like, do you want to go on a walk? And like I'm going through this like conflict of like, yes, I want to go on a walk, but that wasn't in my day. That I didn't plan that in my day, and if I'm going to do that, it has to be like a couple days from now so I can plan it in a new day. Like, it's so ridiculous. And I go through this like, so then what ends up happening is I'm sad because I don't want to disappoint her. I'm also frustrated because I want to do it, but I can't figure out how to allow myself to feel happy and peaceful doing something that's not in my routine, that I wasn't expecting. And so I end up feeling really angry about it. Like I just feel like anxious and angry, and really for no reason. Well, for a reason, but just not anything that's like relevant in today. So I think I'm starting to recognize that like, oh, this is, this stems from a past of not having being in an environment that was abusive, and kind of expecting, kind of knowing when the abuse was going to happen, like having an idea of like, oh, this is what's going on today, so this most likely will happen to me, but I'm mentally prepared for that. The times when I wasn't mentally prepared would actually be even more damaging, because it was like I wasn't prepared for this, and now now it's like I'm going through it's like twice as traumatic or something. So in order to prevent that from ever happening again in survival mode, you kind of just like you try to control your everyday, your routine, who you see or what you do, and when things kind of go against that, can be challenging, and you can also feel almost violated in a way. At least I feel sometimes that way, even though that's not really what's happening. It's like a trigger to like, oh, I'm feeling violated, or I'm feeling like I'm like somebody's trying to take away my surviving tool, And so, yeah, it's really interesting, and I'm just kind of noticing it more and kind of just trying to pay attention to like, okay, is my reasoning for being frustrated right now and kind of short-tempered, is it because of something that has merit in present day, or does this have to do with trauma? Does this have to do with my way of surviving? So yeah, I would love to know your thoughts, and love to know like if you kind of relate to this, or if you've experienced this, or you know, if you have other thoughts related to it. I don't know. I'd love to hear what you have to say about it. I don't know. It's something I've been just really kind of pondering a lot lately, and I'm hoping to kind of resolve some of that a little bit more. I think one thing that has always really helped me is meditating. I think I've talked about this once before, but really just taking like 15 minutes a day to just focus on breath, and just like showing up for yourself and allowing yourself to just to let go and sit with yourself. It's not easy because a lot of thoughts happen, but if you're able to just kind of like work through it and focus on your breath when thoughts arise, I think that discipline right there can translate into other areas of your life. So you can kind of recognize, like, you just notice things instead of reacting to things. Like, so you might feel short-tempered, but you're not reacting to it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of something that's been helping me, and I noticed that I'm able to like have more of a healthy response and not get upset or internalize it so deeply, but just noticing that it's there, and then kind of following the trail back to like why it's happening, where it came from, giving myself the acknowledgement and the gentleness that I need to kind of have that space of, you know, there's nothing wrong with me. It's something that happened, and now I have to just kind of nurture that a little bit and move on. So yeah, those are my little rant, and hopefully it was helpful to you. If not, that's okay. You can totally let me know. But I would love to hear what you have to say about this, and hope you are doing well. Yeah. All right. I'll talk to you next week. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks.